Hey guys, this is Clint. Welcome to Sweetcast. And just a little reminder, if you missed it yesterday or last night, I did an interview with Chuck Dixon and it was really, really great. So you'll have to check that out in my videos. It's my last video. But I wanted to talk about this potentially very big news, and that is this tweet. Ethan Van Sciver is going to pursue some legal action. He says, "Today's the day we discussed it, and we have decided to go ahead and make a legal issue out of a few of these anti-Comicsgate, anti-EVS stalkers and harassers on Twitter, two in particular. I want to do this for you, Comicsgaters, not just me. You deserve it." And he has more to say. Before we get into that, I just want to remind you that I've been writing this comic book, Downcast, and it's going to be coming out soon on Indiegogo. Now, I've got the mailing list in the description below. There's a link to it. And the reason why this is important is because it helps me judge when I've got enough marketing under my belt. And the reason it's important for you is because I'm going to be sending specials to that mailing list. So the early bird discounts, special exclusive offers for crowdfunding that aren't going to be anywhere else. So either by joining the mailing list, or you can also be a subscriber, and that's also in the link. There's a link for that below. Those are the two groups of people that are going to be getting exclusives. So that's why it's important. Don't forget to do it. Okay, so legal action against a few of these anti-Comicsgaters. I've got some blanks, I guess, I'm willing to fill in. I do want to share what Ethan himself said, though. So he has got a string of tweets here that go into more depth. And I gotta say, just a disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer at all. I'm just an observer and a commentator. But I will say that some of the legal actions that have been taken, or they're really in the process of happening, are nice in a lot of ways. And most specifically, I'm talking about the lawsuit against Mark Waid, because tortious interference is not okay. And there needs to be some law and order instead of just mob rule. So these things are really good, and I'm really interested to see where this legal action goes. Ethan continues. He says, "We're exceedingly blessed, and every day I thank God for you, my subs, my fans, my followers, and my supporters. This is a big family, as I've said. I fight for my wife, my kids, and I'll fight for you too, so join me in this cause." Okay, so obviously some, rallying of the troops, and I will say this is one of the reasons why people call Ethan Van Sciver Uncle Ethan, is because he has stood up for Comicsgate and a lot of the traditional comic book fans in the past quite vigorously. And so this is, it appears to be more of that, and that's kind of, I think, what he's getting at. But what are some of the specifics here? He says, "I humbly ask you to screenshot everything that appears to be harassment. All evidence. We've got tons already, but if you see it, snap a photo, send it my way. Comicsgate wants to enjoy our own comics, our own company, our own community without being harassed by crazy people." Okay, so I do have a problem with the term harassment. It seems a little bit like he's, I guess, using their words against them, but how you define harassment or online harassment is so vague. So this list of screenshots could be really, really big. And I will say, I have seen some tweets from some of those anti-Comicsgate people that are pretty beyond the pale. They've gone way, way over the line in many instances. The question is, what is a lawyer going to do about it? It seemed like Nick Rekieta and Ethan had talked a little bit about it, because Nick Rekieta posted a response to this, and he just said something like, "Why do you love me?" or something like that. It was just a little jest. But because of harassment, I'm wondering if there'd be a way to prove that there were some kind of damages because of online Twitter harassment. If you could prove that it hurt your business or something, or it was, outright false. I can say I've seen a lot of outright false stuff, calling people members of the KKK, things like that. So I know that's one step in defamation, but the other step, from my understanding, is that you have to show that there's damages. I would imagine that would be a little bit more difficult to prove. Ethan continues, "You deserve to be safe, not I cannot talk today, denigrated and marginalized on social media or in the media itself. So do I." Yeah, that's a great point. In the media itself, you don't see articles coming out from oh, the Washington Post or, any main news outlet that is even just even-handed about Comicsgate. It's really they're using the same kind of line of reasoning that a lot of these far left extremists on Twitter use. So it's really discouraging to see. He continues, I'm grateful for the money to be able to do this. You've paid for this in super chats and by watching my videos. If I need more money, I'll ask via a GoFundMe like Zach. Thank you with all my heart. Thank you. Let's end this abuse once and for all. So I'm interested to see if there will be another GoFundMe in the future. I don't know any of the details about this because I'm not really sure exactly what they're getting at. Like, what could you take legal action for? Now, I have heard of cases where there will, a big company or something will serve somebody for, or send a cease and desist or some other, legal action. And while they might not win that case, the legal action in and of itself is enough to stop people, just because lawyers are expensive and the whole process is, absolutely. It would be tremendously expensive. Now, if I guess there are two scenarios. I'm pretty sure that the people that he's talking about, these anti-Comicsgaters, would be one, Renfamous, and two, SJW Spider-Man. Maybe there are some others out there, but those are the two big that come to my mind. Now, I've got a strong suspicion that they are paid and they are using public relations tactics that they've learned, and they're making money or getting some kind of gain, from their pursuits online because they're just so relentless. Now, there is the possibility, though, that they're doing this purely out of ideology. And honestly, the more that I think about that, it's actually more frightening to me. Because if somebody has dedicated their life for free to, constantly stalking people like your boy Zach, or constantly, denigrating people online, like random people, not random, but anybody in Comicsgate online, if you're spending all your time doing that, what else might you be willing to do? That is pretty disgusting. If they are paid, though, it might be that they're connected to a public relations firm. I don't know, would this lawsuit help us learn some more, about those individuals? Would that uncover maybe some connection between Marvel, because Joe Quesada seems to be really into giving those trolls a pat on the back? Or is this really just a freedom of speech issue? I don't know. I'm no lawyer, but I would be really interested to hear what your thoughts are on all of this. Please do comment below, like, subscribe, ring the bell. You get the idea. And again, don't forget, you've got to join the mailing list if you want to get those early bird discounts, because they're not going to be available to everyone. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.